Hey guys, I'm going to answer a question. Can I eat these vegetables on a ketogenic diet? Well, let's go ahead and talk about this because there's a lot of confusion. So we're going to talk about like the beets, the carrots, the peas, the tomatoes, and I'm going to throw in potato, corn, artichoke too because they're kind of fall in that category. So if we look at beets are really high in potassium. I'm talking like 442 milligrams per cup. So all of these are based on 1 cup. And then the carbs are 13 grams, and the sugar is 9 grams. So between the carbs and the sugar is the most important thing to look at because you want to keep the sugar down really, really, really low. So if something has a higher carbohydrate, it might break down the sugar very, very slow if the fiber is high. Versus high sugar, it breaks down into sugar really, really fast, regardless of how much fiber. But fiber does buffer it. So, okay, so the beet has about 9 grams of sugar. It's pretty high. Protein is 2.2, but look at this, fiber is 3.8. So it has a good amount of fiber, which will tend to buffer that. So the question is, should you eat beets? If you're trying to get in ketosis, probably not a good idea. However, if you're happy with your weight, like myself, go ahead and start eating the beets because they have a lot of good benefits for the liver, for nutrition, good for detox of the gallbladder, that type of thing. So generally, though, if you're trying to get in ketosis, probably not a good idea to eat beets. Okay, the carrot, 195 milligrams of potassium. Again, potassium is necessary to help lower insulin, so we want that very high. Look at this, 6 grams of carbs. That's pretty low compared to a beet. It's like half. Sugars are 2.9 grams, so that is very, very low compared to a beet. Protein, not a lot of protein, half the fiber. So I would say carrots would be okay to consume in a ketogenic diet. I don't think you're going to have a problem with that because of these two are very, very low. And plus it does have some fiber. So I wouldn't try to avoid carrots, okay? All right, the peas, snap peas or just regular peas, 354 milligrams of potassium. That's pretty high. 21 grams of carbs is pretty high. 8 grams of sugar, pretty high. Look how much protein, 8 grams of protein. Wow, that's interesting. You ever hear of pea protein before? Well, that's why. You don't hear of carrot protein, do you? And then we got 7 grams of fiber, that's pretty high. So peas, I probably would stay away from peas simply because of the higher level of sugar, okay? All right, tomatoes, 292 milligrams of potassium, 4.8 grams of carbs. That's pretty low. That's actually lower than carrots. 3.2 grams of sugar, that's still pretty low. I mean, it's like just a little bit more than carrots. So tomatoes are probably a better thing to consume so far than any of the other things we talked about. Okay, so it's kind of tied with carrot, but tomato is pretty low. And then we have 1.1 gram of protein, 1.5 gram of fiber. Okay, not as much fiber as the pea, but still there's a little bit of fiber in there. It's kind of similar to a carrot. Okay, so I would say, okay, consume tomatoes on a ketogenic diet. So far, carrot and tomato are okay, but not beet and not peas. Now, potato, 897 milligrams of potassium. That is a tremendous amount. And then we got 37 grams of carbs. That's a lot of carbs. And then, but look at this, we got 1.7 grams of actual sugar. So it's low, but we know this type of starch does break down into sugar faster than we'd like it. 4.3 grams of protein is pretty high. And look how much fiber, 4.7 grams. So potato, even though it has potassium, this is the culprit right here, this 37 thing. So that's the problem with this. It's way, way higher than 4.8 in tomato or a 6 carbs, okay? But it is low in sugar. So if you're trying to, if you're a child, let's say your kids are younger, potatoes would be good. I would do sweet potatoes and yam, red potato, make sure they're organic. It's not a bad food, but this may slow you down losing weight. Okay, now corn, 476 milligrams of potassium. It's pretty high. 123 grams of carbs. So this is why we do not want to consume corn. In addition to, all the corn is GMO, so we don't want to do that. And then 1 gram of sugar. Okay, well that's good, but still, it's such a starch. 16 grams. I was really surprised that corn has 16 grams of protein. I just find that hard to believe, but that was what the sources said. I'm not sure what the fiber is, but I don't know. Corn protein? I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, artichoke, 644 milligrams of potassium. So it comes in second place, just behind potato. And then we have carbs, 269 grams. Oh my goodness. It beats all the other vegetables for the amount of carbs. So this is really high in carbs per cup. And look at this, 14 grams of sugar. Artichoke is the worst thing you can eat on a ketogenic diet. Don't eat it. Now protein, 3 grams. Fiber is 2.4, okay? So I'm going to recommend that you stick with the carrot and tomato and probably not do these other ones, okay? All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.